Hi everyone, it's James from Support here, and today I'm going to show you the onCourse CMS editor. And this is what's used to edit some of the portions of your onCourse website. So to get into the editor, you first need to have your onCourse user needs to have access, which you can spot in or learn about in another video. But to get to the editor itself, you go to your college's website. Here I'm just on one of our template websites. And you type at the end of the URL a hashtag editor. And then hit enter. And you come up with this, the login screen. Obviously my login details are already saved, but what you'd use is your the email address that's tied to your onCourse account plus your onCourse password. Hit login. Here we are, logged into the CMS editor. And you can see here it's made up of five main sections. So there's the site itself, which is how you can browse the website in draft mode. So this is actually showing you the website as a draft. It's not the live site as it is currently, but any unsaved changes that you may have made to the site will appear here, so you can preview them before you push them live. Then we have the content section, which houses all of the blocks that make up some of the different portions of your site, and then we've got some different pages as well. You can see here we have an About Us page, which once it's loaded has some text in here, which if you want to edit, we can click on this red content section and it opens up a rich text editor which you can edit. And then any changes that you make in the rich text editor, you need to click save underneath to save those changes. And additionally, any changes that you make here in the left-hand column, you need to click save here to save those changes. And here you can see on the page there's a few options. You can change the title of the page here. You can add custom URLs up here. Right now you can see because this URL is green, this is the URL that the page is created with. But this one here you can see /about is a custom one that has been also set as a default. You can tell that because it is green. If you wanted to change this to something else, let's say if we wanted to change it to -about us, we could hit plus there and that would add that. And if I wanted to make that the default, I could just click that. And now that's the default. And we'll save that. And that's now saved. It's not published yet, it's not live. Would need to hit the publish button to make it live, but we'll save that. And then we've got menus, and this is the menus that sit atop your site. So up here on this template, and you control all of that in here. Next section is settings, where there's a few different options that you can pick from. So skills on course will let you set a couple of the portal options. You can either hide student contacts from the tutor, or you can enable outcome marking in the tutor portal as well. And then you can also set the email address that any tutor feedback goes to. And then there's a few website options. So we've got one here for social media links and this add this profile ID. And then you can enable that for these types of pages, so for course pages or just a standard web page. And there's a couple of other class options here. So you can hide the class from being visible on the website after it's started, or before it's ending, or any sort of set number of days that you'd like. You can also stop or choose when to stop taking enrollments for certain classes as well. And then you can also, if say your college only does business in one state, then you can always set that here so that you only show locations from a particular state. When we come to checkout, there's a couple more options here, allowing you to create a new student record on enrollment, create a new student record on the waiting list, or one on the mailing list as well, which we don't so much use anymore. And then you can also set an age for under which you need to collect parent and guardian details. So here we have it set as 18, and then there's also a minimum age of enrollment that you can set too. Lastly, we have the redirects section where you can just add any redirects, website redirects, and you can always add them here. Design, not a section that you'll probably use too much because it just houses a few basic themes that will let you can move some of these blocks around, and it will change how these themes look. But it's probably best to, you're welcome to have a play with this, but just be aware that whatever you change here can change what you're working with on your website as well. If you do happen to make any mistakes, you can always come here to the history section and just revert back to an older version. Very simple to do. You just click revert, and it's a reasonably quick process, but it just rolls out an older version of your website, rolls it back. So if you happen to make a change that breaks something, you can easily fix it yourself by rolling back using this feature. Additionally, you can also just publish from this page as well by hitting the publish button. And that's a quick breakdown of what you can do in the onCourse CMS editor.